This video is dedicated to my sister. Thanks so much, sis, for sharing this wonderful recipe with me.
Welcome back to Cheese Kitchen. Today we are going to make Vietnamese yogurt, one of my favorite desserts. Now I say dessert because it is a dessert. It's not a breakfast food because it is sweet. Vietnamese yogurt is sweet. It's not your typical tart yogurt that you would find in the grocery store. So to give you a background like why this dessert is in the Vietnamese cuisine, while Vietnam was colonized by the French, 60 some plus years. So this is a French influence. So yogurt is not part of our natural diet, but it was brought in by the French, and the Vietnamese just love it. I love it. It's hard for me to get it where I live. I would have to travel a good 30, 40 minutes to Asian town to even buy some Vietnamese yogurt. So I figured out that why don't I just learn how to make it? And it's been so successful. A lot of my friends love it. My children love it. Even some of my non-Vietnamese friends love it. So today we're going to learn how to make it. All right, let's go over the ingredients that we'll need as well as what kind of equipment we'll need. First, the major ingredient is yogurt. And I like to get just plain Greek yogurt. You can get any brand, but I like this particular brand by Trader Joe's because it gives it a little bit more tart flavor than you would get from other kinds of Greek yogurt. So this is the one I get. Make sure it's plain, not vanilla or a flavor with any fruits, just plain Greek yogurt. Another major ingredient is sweetened condensed milk. Okay, you can get this at any grocery store. You just need 1 can of it. Then we need whole milk, a quart of it. Now, some people don't want to use whole milk, and you can use other kinds like 2% milk or 1% milk or even fat-free. Just know that when you use milk that has less fat content, the consistency of your yogurt will be a little looser, more runny. So if you like that thick kind of like Greek yogurt consistency, whole milk is the way to go. You need a quart of it. And of course, you need some water. Now let's talk about equipment. I have a yogurt maker. Here's my yogurt maker. It's very simple. It only has one button, which is on or off. It's specifically just to make yogurt. And it came with 8 jars. And these 8 jars come with 8 taps. Okay, so this recipe will make exactly 8 jars of yogurt. Now, some people have like pressure cookers that has yogurt maker setting. Those will work as well. Not familiar how many jars it will make. You will have to get jars of your own. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug this in to get it heated up. Other equipment and tools you will need is saucepan. I'm going to be using this saucepan to warm up the milk with. I need a little wooden spoon to stir the milk around, a measuring cup, the largest size you have, need a ladle, a strainer, a thermometer, and a large bowl. Let's get started making some Vietnamese yogurt. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is pour our condensed milk into a bowl. So I just use a spatula to scrape all the condensed milk out. Now that we get the condensed milk out, I'm going to use this can to fill up water with. I'm going to fill water up to the top with this cold water. See, I have cold water in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the yogurt in my cup. It doesn't have to be a measuring cup, by the way, as long as it's some kind of a cup that's able to let you pour easily. So I'm just using it as a tool to pour out my yogurt later. Okay, Now that I've got my yogurt in this cup, I'm going to pour a little bit of water in here so that I can liquefy the yogurt. As you can see, I still have quite a bit of water left. I'm going to put this in the refrigerator to keep it really cold. So now we're going to be stirring the yogurt to get out all of the clumps. So I want this to be liquefied, no more clumpy yogurt or little lumps of yogurt floating around. So I'm just going to be squishing some of these lumps around here and keep stirring until everything's smooth. Now I'm going to set it aside. My yogurt is liquefied now. Next, I'm going to get my saucepan and pour the milk in. So after I've got my milk in my saucepan, I'm going to warm it up on the stove. And the reason I want to warm up the milk is I need it to dissolve the condensed milk that's sitting in my bowl. So that's why I need to heat it up, just warm enough so that I can dissolve the condensed milk. So what you also want to do is kind of stir it periodically. Otherwise, the bottom of the milk gets kind of thick and it might burn a little bit. So I just keep stirring so we don't get any burnt milk, and also it kind of get it to warm up a little faster. Okay, so we've been stirring the milk around for a while now, a few minutes now, and I think it's warm enough. I don't want to actually boil the milk. That means it's going to get too hot, and then eventually I need to cool it down anyway. It'll take more time. So I think it looks, you might want to just stick your finger in and touch it a little bit. It feels kind of warm. Good. So I'm going to turn it off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour the milk into this bowl of condensed milk to dissolve it. So now I take my spoon and I just kind of stir around the condensed milk. It's stuck at the bottom of the bowl. So just stir it around to dissolve it. That's why we've warmed up the milk, to dissolve the condensed milk. You can kind of feel when the condensed milk is all dissolved, you won't feel anything sticky or thick on the bottom. You'll know that it's all gone as part of the whole milk. All right, I'm going to go get that can of water that's sitting in the refrigerator, and we're going to pour it into this mixture. Be right back. All right, so here is our can of water. I'm just going to dump it in here and stir it up a little bit. What I'm hoping is that cold water kind of cooled down the milk to 105 degrees or less. And here's why. Anything higher than 105 degrees is too hot. It's going to kill all the probiotics in your yogurt. And we don't want to do that. Yogurt is good for you because all those probiotics. So I'm going to need to take my thermometer and measure to see what the actual temperature is. As long as it's 105 or less, I'm good to go. Let's take a look. Okay, looks like my thermometer is going way past 105. So I'm going to need to cool this down. So what I'm going to do is take my bowl and put it in the refrigerator, or even better, if you have room in your freezer, stick it in your freezer a few minutes. And once it's cooled down, go check the temperature again, okay? Okay, I'm back. It's been maybe 10 minutes or so. So I took my bowl of milk mixture out of the freezer, and I'm checking the temperature right now, and it stopped at 101.6. Excellent. That's way under 105. It's safe. So remember our yogurt. It's been sitting in this pouring bowl here. I'm just going to dump it into this mix. Okay, so everything is combined. The yogurt, the milk, the condensed milk, the water, all in one place. Okay, now what we want to do is strain out any lumpy yogurt left in there, because we want our yogurt to be smooth and it's very tasty, not little clumps of things in there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to strain out the mixture into this pouring bowl with a strainer. So you can see here, see my spoon? There's a little bit of clump of yogurt there. Yeah, we don't want that in our final yogurt. What you see here is I have a ladle and I'm going to scoop the yogurt into this strainer. And any clumpy yogurt will be caught by the strainer, and the smooth yogurt will just fall right through into the bowl. I can see little bits of yogurt floating in this milk mixture. And I don't know if you can see it. Let me show you here. See all of that clumpy yogurt is being caught by the strainer. This is exactly why we're doing this. So keep pouring until your cup is almost full. Here are my jars. I'm going to pour this in, and these jars will go in the yogurt maker. Okay, my cup is out. I have to pour in some more yogurt. Each time you pour in yogurt into this cup, make sure you use a strainer. You don't want any lumpy yogurt to fall in. Okay, so I have all of my 8 jars filled with yogurt mix. I'm going to do next is put all of my jars in my yogurt maker. My yogurt maker is already a bit warm because I've been preheating it all this time that we were making our yogurt. So as you can see, it fits nicely in this yogurt maker. First, do not close the yogurt jars. Leave them open. You just close the lid of the yogurt maker, plug it in, and push on, and let it sit and cook for 12 hours. Once it's cooked over 12 hours, it'll be warm. So make sure you let the yogurt sit out for like maybe 10 minutes, like cool down. You don't want to throw it into your refrigerator right away because it'll warm up your refrigerator. So after 10 minutes, you can cap the jars and then put them in the refrigerator. And after maybe 4 or 5 hours, they'll be ready to be eaten. So our yogurt has been sitting in the fridge for a few hours. It is now cold and ready to be eaten. Now remember, this is a dessert, so it is sweet. I like to add a little bit of fruit to give it that contrast of tangy, tart, and sweet, which gives it a wonderful flavor. I wish I had some passion fruit with me. It's not in season right now, but a few drops of passion fruit in here would be fantastic. But instead what I have is some lime. I want to show you the consistency. It's hard like Greek yogurt. What I like is to squeeze a little bit of lime. It gives it a contrast of tart and sweet. Delicious. Feel free to add other fruits, chopped up raspberries or strawberries. Some mango would be excellent. I'm so glad you joined me to make some Vietnamese yogurt. I hope this becomes one of your favorite desserts. Bon appetit.